Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's Danny Cobbin here. I'm running a little bit behind. And let me tell you why. I came in the room 20 minutes early because I wanted to get my lights set up right. I'm a part of this content creator boot camp, if you will. So getting the lights right, wanting the challenge for the day is to get the focus right. And I didn't realize I would need a little bit longer to get the focus right. Like I probably should spend a good hour, I don't know, with getting the focus right, getting the white balance right, shutter speed, different things like whether I should use a different camera, whether I should keep using this camera, whether I should use my phone. A lot of different things going into it. So that's why I showed up a little bit late today. And I want to share that with you because today is Monday, as I'm sure you know. And what's cool about Monday is I like to talk about motivation on a Monday. And my motivation to come in here this Monday was to tell you about this hike that I went on. And what showed up for me this morning was um computer malfunction. It literally shut down. Like it was 7:28, had all the settings right. Computer just shuts down. It's like, oh, I'm done for today. Had to respark it up. Had to get it going again. Had to get the white balance right. Had to get the settings right. There's so many things that go into it. But what's really cool is it's like it really doesn't matter all these things that go into what we have to do. Like we still get them done. So I was going to tell you about the hike that I went on. I'm actually going to put some video up of some things that happened up on the hike. But what's cool was I didn't know where I wanted to go for the hike. I knew in my head, I kind of sort of knew where I wanted to go. I want to go to the mountains. I want to be at the top of a mountain peak. That's where I wanted to be for the hike. And so I was like, I don't know which hike it is. So I'm like looking, stressing, racking my brain, like almost to the point of getting myself worried that I'm not going to find the right hike. Right. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get some coffee. I'll ask the person, the barista, what's your favorite hike? She comes back with my sister-in-law's favorite hike. And I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know what type of relationship you and your sister-in-law have. So like, whatever. Let's take the hike. So I drive up there. I'm getting there. I'm like, this looks so familiar, man. Like this looks really familiar. And so what I end up doing is like we start going up the hike, and like there's this one stop. There's a lady there. She's drinking coffee, and she's got her blanket out, and she's just looking over the city. And I'm just like, wow. And in that moment, it hits me like this is the first time I've ever thought about enjoying the hike, not just like using it as an exercise tool to get up the mountain so that I don't have to work out for the day. Like that, usually that's what I do when I hike. But this time, like something about seeing her there drinking coffee slowed me down. Like slowed me down enough that I didn't just see the forest that I was a part of in the mountains. I didn't just see the trees that I was a part of in the mountains. But I could see the cracks, the individual differences in the snowflakes, the individual differences in the rocks. And the reason why I'm pointing out is because we think we need to be in nature. I thought I needed to be in nature to feel that way. But let me tell you about the rest of the hike, and I'm gonna come back to that point right there. We keep going, and there's a turnoff. There's a Y. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have been that way. I don't think I've been this way. And what's interesting is this way, the this path, the right path. That's interesting that it was actually the right. Like if you're, it was actually right. Anyway, the sun was beaming, so like there was no snow on that part of the mountain. I was like, oh, okay, let's go. I've never been that way. Let's do that. Let's go. So I start going up the mountain, and it hits me that this isn't it's not a journey. It's not trying to get to the top the fastest. Like there's no one here trying to get to the top of this mountain as fast as they can, but me. Well, there was one guy that I saw that had a 20-pound pack, had ankle weights on, had a backpack full of stuff. So that guy might have been trying to get to. So not there might have been a person. You see what I'm saying, right? But on my journey, I'm like traveling through this, up this mountain, and I'm like, it's not the top that I'm trying to get to, but it's the journey. And I start thinking about life. I started thinking about in my own life how often it is that I'm trying to get somewhere instead of enjoying what it takes for me to get there. Like this business right now. Like I thought I should already have like millions of followers. People are like, "Oh, Danny, you're doing so good." Blah, blah, blah. Like, and I think I should be having millions of followers. Why aren't I there? Why can't I have a million? The mountaintop is right there. Why can't I be a part of it? And I'm missing the beauty of the connection with you guys. I'm missing the beauty of like understanding my own mind, understanding what I enjoy talking about, how I like to talk about it. There's so many different things on my journey up this mountain that I saw that correlated with my life. So as I'm going up the mountain, there becomes this really difficult part for myself. And I'm athletic, right? So like if I'm trying to get up a mountain, like we're good. Like I don't really have to worry about like difficulties. But it's snow. It had snowed, so there's ice, and like so it's treacherous, if you will. And I stop and I reach back and I lend a hand. I never have done that on a hike before. Normally, it's like if you're with me on a hike, you need to keep up. You just got to do it. Like that's what we're doing here. This is a workout. Like let's get it together here. You know where the top is. We'll meet you there. And for the first time, I reached out and I helped that person up. And I thought to myself, dang, how often is it that I'm right there and can help another person up and I choose not to? Because I think that I need to keep going. Because the point of the journey is to get to the top. No, the point of the journey is to enjoy the journey itself. Enjoy the ups and downs and the fact that you got to hug the mountain like Frodo at parts. Like that's all a part of the journey. We get to the top. Beautiful views, beautiful views. Like not like the other side of the mountain. This is exactly what I had said that I wanted to hike before I even got there. This is the type of hike I wanted and I had found it, right? Like by no fault of like I didn't do it, right? Like I asked the barista where you think I should go. I think I've been that way before, so let me go this way. And the beautiful, it was so beautiful. So beautiful. But here's what's crazy. I enjoyed it, right? Like I enjoyed being up there. I enjoyed being at the top of the mountain, but that wasn't the best part of the journey. It was not the best part of the journey. In fact, the best part of the journey was on the way back down. And what's interesting is on the way back down, you always have to come back down the mountain, right? So in life, like I get to the mountaintop, I still have to come back. Like whether that's enlightenment, whether that's business success, whatever that is, once I am there at the top and I see the view, oh my God, is whoa, I still have to come back down. And on the way back down, I met some interesting people. On the way up, I had told myself, I was like, wow, how often do I not talk to the people that I see? Like, yeah, I mean, I do, but on the mountaintop, I wasn't talking to nobody. So on the way up, there was a couple that walked up, and I just was like, but like we got to the top, they were there, they were taking pictures. I took some pictures for like, all these things occurred. But on the way back down, there was a lady that was carrying a baby, like a little infant. And that lit me up inside because not only was I thinking, wow, like this is actually a really crazy hike for a baby to be on. It's kind of crazy that it's cold outside. It was, it was, I don't know, it was proof that anything is possible. Like I saw in that moment that anything was possible. I walk a little further down the hill and some guy is like, we're chatting it up like we've been best friends for years. I don't even know the guy. I don't know. I didn't ask him his name. We were just chit chat talking. And it was something about him, his energy that just really was like, keep enjoying the ride, bro. Keep enjoying the trip. And so I did, kept walking down the mountain. Like got to the treacherous part. There was a couple coming up. Like I was like, hey, let me get out of y'all's way so y'all can come up. And the lady was like, I don't know if I can make it. And we're butt sliding down as they're trying to get up. And something about the butt slide made it easier, right? For them, not for us, but for them. Like, oh, it's one of those kind of days. We're gonna be butt sliding today. And what's crazy is that wasn't the bottom of the mountain for me. I got home. And when I got home, I came home and that was like real life every day. Like being the kids yelling, things needing to get done, Monday coming, all of those things, they all lead up to like the mountains here, real life is here, and we think there's a gap from here to there, and there's not. There's not a gap from here to here. Everything that I learned at the mountaintop that I saw and I experienced for myself, all those things apply right here today in life, in everyday life. You could talk to that person next to you. You can help that person that's right there next to you, that's on the same journey. You could do those things. That's there and that's available to you. I've went over on time today. I've been feeling it this morning because like life is its own motivation. Life is its own motivation. If what you're doing is not motivating you, like there's a lot of things out there that you could do that will motivate you. Like life. That's it. Life. That's the motivation. Go out and live it. Be you. Do what you do. Over and out. Thanks for sticking in here for 11 minutes. If you need some coaching, by the way. Oh, good to see you. I love when you say something, so I know you're here. Later.